We're going to be joined by Darryl Strawberry, the amazing rise of Strawberry. I remember growing up, and, of course, the Mets. It's interesting. We were talking before Darryl came on, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
He won 4 World Series.
Right.
4. And, of course, we all remember the 86 Mets, and I don't know that those other 3 are nearly as memorable as the 86 Mets. But we'll ask Darryl which ones does he remember more, which ones does he feel more associated with, as the great Darryl Strawberry joins us right now on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Darryl, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and Darryl is going to be in the area with the Atlantic City Rescue Mission's annual Summer Gala fundraiser coming up on August the 14th. It's from 6 to 10 p.m. in the Grand Ballroom. We're going to be giving tickets away for this event for a chance to go see Darryl. He is the keynote speaker and a best-selling author, the master of ceremonies for this event. The event benefits the ongoing campaign to provide hope daily to thousands of individuals and families in need. And Darryl, obviously this is something that you are a part of. How did you become a part of something that obviously means a lot to you?
Well, I became a part of the rescue mission. I've done a lot of the events across the country. This is not my first one, so I really enjoy working with this organization because they're trying to make a difference in those in need. I think it's so many people who are in need and struggling and need hope and just need to be encouraged. We all living in a time where we need to find some hope in the society that we're living in today, and what's happening across America. And there are so many people that end up in bad situations, and nobody really signs up for that. Nobody really signs up to say, hey, I want to be in the midst of addiction. I look at today, and I've been in addiction for a long time, in recovery for a long time, but I've been in the field for a long time, and I see the epidemic that we have in America with opiates and heroin addiction that's killing so many young kids. So it's a struggle, and we need to be people with a voice, a real voice, a clear voice, not one that's pretending I'm well, but one that's living well and that's doing well and trying to make a difference in other people's lives.
Darryl, when someone like yourself who had a very high-profile battle with addiction and nationally people knew your name as both synonymous with baseball and the plight, do you find that when you are a keynote speaker that because of who you are, there's so much more attention coming from your mouth than, say, someone who's just volunteering who may not have gone through the same struggles?
Well, it should be for people who are living in the public eyes, who have had addiction problems. There's so many, celebrities and so many different people who have had addiction problems, and they don't speak up. And I wish more of them do speak up and go out and really bring a message of hope to people that you can get well, because it's very difficult for us, being in the public eye and trying to find a place to get recovery than the average person, because so much is going to be focused on you every time you fall. It's going to be focused on your fall and not getting back up. And I experienced that a lot in my life, but I was able to get back up, and I was able to get to a place where I just finally surrendered my life to God, and I just got into my faith, and I became a different person. I got 16 years in recovery. My wife's got 18 years in recovery. We have a ministry. We help people. I travel the country. I do rescue mission work. I do, I preach in churches, and my whole life changed. And I think people don't understand that your whole life can change, if you do just come to a place of surrendering yourself. And but at the same time, it's got to be a person, who has a voice that can show people that you can change, and don't actually just, go to a place to speak and you haven't changed your life. I didn't want to be that person anymore. I didn't want to be a hypocrite anymore. I wanted to be a person that wanted to be able to be out there to make a difference and show people that you can get well.
Yeah, Darryl Strawberry is our guest here on the Sports Bash. And I know it's hard sometimes, but you said you didn't want to be that person. There's a lot of people out there who feel that same way, and you can't just be pushed into it. Someone can't say you need to do this. Darryl, you have to make that decision. Do you have that moment for you when you said, this is it for me and I'm done with this?
Oh, yeah. You have to have that moment. It has to come to a place where you no longer want to live a life like this, and you have to let people help you. At the end of the day, it's about other people helping people to get on the right road. And if you don't receive the help, you're never going to get well. I used to be that same person, where I said I could do this by myself. I was strong enough because, I played Major League Baseball and I hit home runs, but you can't. Addiction is very powerful, and it takes others to be able to help you and encourage you. And you need to follow some new directions. If you don't ever follow any new direction, you'll keep getting the same results. You keep looking for a different result, but nothing's going to change on the inside. See, we try to make ourselves look well on our outside, but the inside is depleted. And if the inside doesn't get well and you don't get healed from the inside, then you're going to continue to be the same person and do the ssame thing over and over again.
Darryl Strawberry, acrescuemission.org. It's August 14th from 6 to 10 at the Atlantic City Sheraton. The event benefits the ongoing campaign to provide hope daily to thousands of individuals and families in need. Darryl Strawberry, he's the keynote speaker. The master of ceremonies is Dave Schaller, the vice president of communications for the Philadelphia 76ers. You can reserve your table today at acrescuemission.org. Now, Darryl, we talked about before you jumped on, in '86, obviously, you won the World Series with the Mets. I didn't realize, I guess reading it, I was like, oh, yeah, he won 4 World Series, 3 with the Yankees there. When you look back at your career, I think people just think of you as a Met more so than a Yankee or obviously a Dodger or a Giant. But when you look back at your career, what do you feel like most synonymous with?
Well, I look at myself as a New Yorker more than anything. Because, of course, I used to love beating up on the Phillies, used to do that quite a bit.
Back then, everybody did, man. Back then, everybody did.
I guess everybody did, yeah. But no, it was fun playing in New York and having an opportunity to play. Of course, I played 8 years with the Mets, and then later in my career, I ended up going to play with the Yankees, and I was in that great run with the '96, '98, '99 Yankees, and won 3 championships with them with playing under Joe Torre. I just consider myself all around as a New York guy, a baseball player who played in New York and had great success, and had trouble. Had a troubled life and everything, and then redeemed myself and got restored to wholeness and righteousness, and been able to go back and just be a different person all over. Forget the baseball. I'm just talking about the person more than anything. The baseball was fun. We look at players and we think players are God, and they're not. We think that one player is going to come and he's going to make a difference in a team. One player can't make a difference. It takes multiple players to make a difference to help a team win a championship. And, I was very fortunate to play on some really good teams. The Mets, our '86 Mets was awesome. We had amazing players, Carter, Hernandez, Gooden. You go down the line, you have a bunch of guys, those Yankees teams, I was able to play with guys like Jeter, Mo, and Bernie, and O'Neill, all of us, we just played well as a group, and we're able to run off championships like no one else could. We were so good as a group, and that's what it really takes. That's what baseball is really all about. It's not just about one particular guy that's going to come and, he can help your team, but if the team get on board with it, the team is not going to be successful. So, like I said, I was very fortunate to be able to play at that level with so many great players.
Darryl, how involved right now are you still with Major League Baseball as far as following it, understanding all of the new revolution that's going on with analytics and with general managers who are more like managers, with the specialization of pitchers, the shift, all of those things? Do you find baseball difficult to watch, or are you as attached to it as you ever have been?
No, I don't. I don't find it attractive at all. With all the different things, you can't run over a catcher, you can't break up a double play. That's not baseball. We used to play that way. We used to play at a whole different level. At second base, and shortstop get on that bag. If he's not off of it, you break his leg. If the catcher blocked the plate, you run him over. It doesn't matter. It's just the way baseball's supposed to be. That's the way baseball was when I was growing up. The way they've changed it, I don't even follow it at all. I really don't even like it at this point because it's so different, and it's such a different look of what they talk about. And, they talk about, home runs. Home runs are always big, but the ballparks are smaller. The players are a lot bigger and stronger. Strikeouts are up, they say. They really have strikeouts walk. RBIs don't count. Well, RBIs don't count. You don't win games then if you don't drive and run. So, that's the way you ball games, driving and run. So I think they've gotten away from what's important, and they changed the whole system. So I don't even pay attention to it at all. I'm so busy trying to make a difference in so many other people's lives today. My passion and my urgency every day is to rise up and go help somebody and bring a message of hope to somebody, that somebody's life can be changed and transformed forever.
You and me both, Doc. Darryl, I obviously I was a big fan of baseball and still am a huge fan of baseball, and no longer really the game just doesn't interest me. I don't like the home runs and the doubles, but we last saw you with the Doc and Darryl documentary in the 30 for 30, and a lot of people put you guys together, but do you keep in touch with, even though the game is not close, do you keep in touch with guys from your past at all, or is that also kind of behind you?
That's all kind of behind me. Most a lot of guys that I know probably that I played with in the early '80s, still glooming over baseball fact, and I'm not. It's far removed from my life. I'm a preacher. I travel the country and I get to do some great things, and I get to hear some wonderful stories, but I get to hear some hard stories at the same time, and I get to pray for people, and I get to do something totally different than being that guy putting on the uniform and everybody cheering for he gets a home run. A lot of other guys are still involved and still like to talk about it. I don't really like to talk about it unless I go to a reunion or something. Then that's when I make myself available to talk about it and talk about the great days playing baseball.
Well, you can see Darryl August 14th, 6 to 10 p.m. It's at the Atlantic City Sheridan Convention Center. The event, acrescuemission.org. He is the keynote speaker. And, of course, Darryl Strawberry, one of the greats, 83 Rookie of the Year, four-time World Series champion, 8-time All-Star, and a New Yorker, he said. Not a Yankee. He's a New Yorker.
One of the sweetest lefty swings you'd ever see.
Although his game would probably translate well to today's game.
Oh, I would think so in these ballparks.
And he was kind enough to join us here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Darryl, we appreciate it. And the great event, we will have tickets for this event for our listeners, so everybody listen for a chance to go see Darryl speak, and we appreciate you being a part of the show.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Darryl Strawberry, everybody here on the Sports Bash.